read more books because I used to love to read. But I read 1.5 book this year. Vividly vocal. Hey everybody, welcome back to Vividly Vocal with your host, your fairy pod mother, Airy Blue. And today, everyone, it is New Year's Eve, and as we cross the threshold into 2025, I thought it would be fun to react to the New Year's episode of 2024 to see how much can change in a year, to see my growth if there has been any period, go through my resolutions, see if I've accomplished any of my goals, and share my goals for the upcoming year. Unfortunately, J. Marie couldn't be here today, so we'll be skipping through the episodes to seeing my responses in the conversation. Let's get into it. Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome back to Vividly Vocal. This is Blue.
And this is J. Marie.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2024. Today, we're just going to do our usual little New Year check-in to see what our goals are for the year, what we may have learned from last year, and what intentions we may have, whatever good habits, bad habits, or whatever we want to take care of this year. Oh my goodness, this was back before I started wearing makeup to the podcast. I was tired. This is how I look on a daily basis, by the way. When I go to work, on my daily, this is exactly what I look like. But I was tired this day. I was so low energy. I just got off the night shifts and I came to record, but I showed up, honey.
Do it. Let's get into it. Okay. So, my question to you, Miss Blue, is first of all, what have you learned from last year?
A lot.
Okay. Would you like to go into it?
Follow your passions. Follow what makes you happy. Even if you may have to work a couple jobs here and there that you don't want to do in order to fund your passion, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm still doing that right now. Have gratitude for the life you live. Gratitude was a big thing for me to learn in 2023, and accepting that this is where I am in life and to enjoy the journey and that I'm abundant in all forms, and to really embrace where I come from, what I have, and not wishing that I had more or wishing that I was somewhere else or I was somebody else or if I did this and that, and staying in the moment and appreciating every moment life has to offer for you.
Right.
Come on, young grasshopper. Living your life for you and choosing yourself. Like, instead of focusing on, oh, what about this person? What about that person? This person need me. That person need me. I said, fuck all that. What do I want to do? What do I need to do? Right. When I got called to move away, I didn't think about nothing. I didn't think about, oh, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to that? What's going to happen to the podcast? I just said, fuck it. This is what I want to do. So I'm going to go. And when there's a will, there's a way. We're going to make it work.
I like that. A lot.
Yeah, and that was the God honest truth, and I don't regret any of the decisions I've made in regards to me moving, and it was probably the best thing I could have done for me at the time. And I'm still here, living in Houston, enjoying my life, investing in my passions, working towards my goals. This year, here are some of my lessons for 2024. Number 1, it's not your fault. Most people treat you based on how they feel about themselves, what's going on in their inner world, what someone might have done to them, which has nothing to do with you. You might remind them of their aunt that was really mean to them when they were small, but that aunt is no longer in their lives, so they have no one to take that anger out on. So they're going to choose you. You might remind them of that girl in kindergarten that pushed them down and took their crayons, so now they have to take it out on you because they can't find that girl no more. So I was very emotional writing this morning. Girl, I'm on my period, so I was just crying writing this. So if you constantly ask yourself, why did they do this to me? 9 times out of 10, it's them. It's what they've got going on the inside. Number 2, address that childhood trauma. At the end of the day, we're all just overgrown babies doing the best we can with what we were taught or what we were affected by. But there comes a time where you acknowledge your pain or you allow it to consume you. I delayed my process for so long and downplaying the things that happened to me. because it felt like if I opened that Pandora's box, I felt like I would never get to the bottom of it or be able to control it. But with time, effort, resources, etc., you will be able to get through it. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of work because it is work at the end of the day. It's not peaches and cream, but it's worth it to get to the other side. Number three, some or a significant portion of the people you will meet and of the population in general are operating on a lower level of consciousness with just no awareness. I call those people NPCs, just floating through this river we call life. You ever meet somebody and you're just like, why do you think it's appropriate to act the way you do? Kind of, for example, you know how that lady, her order got messed up at Chipotle, and she thought the appropriate response would be to go to Chipotle, go behind the counter, start beating on the workers and whatnot. And you're just like, what grown woman or adult, whatever, what have you, thinks that is the appropriate response to a certain conflict that you have in your life? Like this thing, your noodle, the meat that is in your noodle, right? That has electricity going through it, the neurons and the protons and stuff, right? And you're like, do you use that thing in your noodle, right? And some people just don't even think to use it. You're like, how did you make it this far in life with like that? With that, you can't force people to meet you where you are. Let's say you're up here in terms of like a vibration, consciousness, awareness, whatever. You're on your P's and Q's, and your friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever that is down there, you want to bring them with you to the top. I know we all want our people to come to the top with us, but a lot of people don't want to be there. They have to want it. They have to want to be better. They have to want to develop themselves in order to become a better person. Y'all can still be friends, but don't try to influence to live the same lifestyle as you. Number four, from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your goal is the desired outcome. Your system is the collection of daily habits that will help you reach your goal. Let's say your goal is to lose weight and you're like, okay, I'm going to the gym 5 times per week, knowing damn well you don't have the time to go to the gym 5 times per week. It's not sustainable for you. So you miss that 1 time, that 2 times, that 3 times because you're so busy and you're like, to hell with it. I can't do it. I'm not doing this anymore. But your system, your daily habits, as in, I'm getting 10,000 steps per day. I'm drinking my gallon or liter of water. I'm eating a healthy, balanced diet with fruits and vegetables. And guess what? I can only make it to the gym 2 to 3 times per week. And that is my system. And eventually, you will get to your goal of losing weight just a little bit slower, but it still matters at the end of the day. Slow motion is better than no motion, right? Number five, as long as you have the needs, your necessities, food, water, shelter, clothes on your back, you have everything you need. You are abundant. The rest is extra. Be grateful for the life that you do have. You don't need that bag. You don't need them shoes. You don't need that 30-inch bust down. You have everything you need right now. The rest is just extra. Number six, you have to leave the house. Y'all got to leave the house. I was not happy going to work and home, work and home, work and home, back and forth, back and forth. That is not a fulfilling life to live. Get outside, go see that movie you want to see, go to that concert you want to see, go to that coffee shop you've been wanting to try, go on that solo date, go have a drink at the bar, do something, get out of the house, go to the park, get out there and touch grass and experience the world. It's important to touch the grass, okay? Number seven, for me, I'm learning I have to allow people to get to know me in this content creation thing. And I have to give myself permission to show up imperfectly. Everything in life is contingent on your willingness to be seen. You cannot be successful without being seen. I learned that from a creator on TikTok. I can't exactly remember who, but that was some real shit. Number eight, my friend Kino, who I've talked about, who's a spiritual advisor, she said this about receiving blessings. You have to go through a transformation to get a blessing in life. You have to be ready for the challenges and accept them as a badge of honor. Nothing will ever come easy. God is not using you just to have a great time in life. God wants to use you to make changes in other people. When God gives you a blessing, there's an exchange. Blessings aren't just for you, there's a responsibility. It must be shared with the world. Look at the big picture. Be prepared for challenges and rising to the occasion. Your blessing is bigger than anything anyone has to say about you. She describes blessings as like receiving an Amazon package. In order for that package to get to you, you have to be the person it's addressed to you. So you're going to go through your challenges and your hardships in order to transform you into the person that is meant to receive that blessing or that package. Number 9, follow your passions, not money. Your passions will bring you money. No one is going to give you time for your passions. Create time or take it. That was a really big challenge for me because it feels like all I do is work and go home and being thrown back and forth. And if I'm not careful enough, the podcast falls to the wayside. But nobody's going to give me permission to, okay, Ari, you can go sit there and record the podcast and you can do what you need to do. No, nobody's going to do that for me. So I have to take that time. I have to make that time for it. I have to tell everybody, look, this is my time right now. I need to record for my passion, my podcast. Number 10, love the people that love you. Now, if y'all follow on TikTok like y'all should be doing, y'all know number 10 made me cry because I was just thinking about, number one, I'm emotional. I'm on my period right now, so I have a past. But thinking about how I grew up, it was given Meg Griffin. It was like just being excluded from everything, being ridiculed for everything, being criticized for everything, being held under a microscope my whole entire life, being told, you're too mean, you're too this, you're cruel, you're that, you're not a good person, you're this and you're that. Being told that your whole entire life, you kind of start to believe it. You start to believe you're not likable, you're not lovable in a sense. And this year, I've come into contact with so many people who like me and like me for what I have to offer the world. And like they genuinely fuck with me. There's nothing like that feeling. It was so foreign to me that I felt like I couldn't handle it because I was just so used to being beat down, humiliated at every opportunity for some people. And I'm just so grateful for the love I've received this year. And it's so amazing. It's a great feeling. Follow your passions. It takes you to meet, people you would not have met if you had not had this passion. And mine was podcasting. Y'all hear my voice getting shaky. Come on, let's go. Let's go to the next one. This episode ain't over yet, Bookie. Let's continue our conversation on part 2. See you there.